Good morning, good afternoon, whichever it may be. I'm Stephen Abrams from Chicago. I'm the first cousin of Patricia, as we finally would call her, Pat Lawhorn, my first cousin. And she and I were the last two of our parents' mature age, not old, but mature age. And so, therefore, we shared the same year of 1963, which was a proud year for us, for our parents as well as for us. Also, too, I'd like to thank the senior pastor, Donald Burton, for for allowing my family to be there at this time. As we allow our sister to go to sleep, my cousin. I just want to thank the church family, those who put out tweets, those who put out messages on Facebook, Twitter, all those social medias. To family, don't think you are not forgotten, because you are not. And I just want to bring you a little segment of what I know, what we share together, and things we've done together as a family. Family originated from Georgia, matriculated down to Miami, as well as to Chicago, and also in Minnesota. So we have family across the globe, and just want to say thank you all. Also, too, I think about my aunt, who I wear this tie in honor, of her color was pink. She was head deaconess at the Bethel Seventh-day Adventist Church there, under the direction of Pastor Billy Bird. His father mentored me in Chicago. My father passed away. And also Pastor Herman Davis. So when that time for her to rest, all three of us was able to do the service for her. So I just want to say thank you. We have long ties in the Bethel Seventh-day Adventist Church. So, but a couple of things about my cousin that she would finally remind me of, and I would often tell her, I said, well, Pat, I love you, but she got me in trouble. Before I had my domestic road experience, I got in trouble every now and then. And she would also often tell my mother, her aunts, about me. There was one time I particularly did something that she couldn't wait to go tell, and she would even talk about to this day if she was still here with us. She said, I'm going to tell Aunt Rose on you. And I'm like, uh-oh, what did I do? You know exactly what you did. She said, I'm telling you, said a bad word. And you kept cursing. I said, oh my goodness. And I broke down and cried. Then my mother, down that time, she went to, we were in Miami. She went and got a bar of Ivory soap and washed my mouth out with soap. And then she told me to rinse my mouth out. And why did I do that? And Pat came through the bathroom and saw me. She said, my aunt, wash your mouth out with soap. She said, to get all that filth out of your mouth. So I said, oh, so I'm going to live this for the rest of my life. But you know what? One thing I do love about my cousin, she reminds me so much of my aunt. And I wear this color in her honor as well, too. The fuchsia, but it's lavender. So, in both individuals I love, and I love my cousins, all of them. Some have already gone to sleep, and you love them as well, too. But these two ladies here hold a special place in my heart, because my aunt reminds me so much of her mom, my mom, her sister, and she was the last one to leave us. My aunt was. And here it is, my younger cousin and I were in the same realm, and here she's leaving me. But it's only for a little while. It's just a sleep, as they would call it. But I often think, and I just said, why do you smile so much? It's the same thing with my aunt, because when they smiled, they had this convection smile that just lit up the room. And she said, I'm going to tell you like my mom used to tell me. She said, the reason why I smile outside, because I feel good inside. I can't help it. I have the source of well-being based on my relationship with the source of all joy. So she said, if I'm healthy and happy, it's the Lord intended everyone who loves him to be like that. And then she'd also say, it takes a worried man to sing a worried song. So I say, yeah, you're right. You're right. But family, I do not want you to sorrow as though we do not have any hope, because we do. I want you to know that in the Bible tells us that if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their evil ways, then will I hear from heaven, forgive their sins, and heal their lands. My family told me I had 3 minutes, but please forgive me if I take and I go over a little bit, because this is family. This is cuz. This is something that, I have to look at and dwell until Jesus comes. My cousin Lewis would often tell me, he says, cuz, I got a question for you. I said, go ahead and ask the question. He says, everybody know their birth date. I said, yeah, that's true. Everyone knows their birth date. He said, but does everyone know their due date? I said, whoa, looking back on that one. I said, man, that is something to think about. Everyone knows their birthday, but no one knows their due date. So I said to myself, and I took that and I ran with it, and it still is with me to this day. that if that being the case, if we do not know our due date, that means every day we should be praying and asking God to save us, because we never know that we may not wake up that next day. But we want to know that we're in God's will and we'll be saved when he comes into that everlasting kingdom. The Bible tells us that the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. My cousin Pat didn't have to want for anything because she knew in her heart that Jesus was right there with her. And even the 6 weeks when she went into the hospital, my cousin would reach out and she'd say, hey, Stephen, let's do a three-way. They were there at the hospital. They would do a three-way. She would hear our voice. We would pray with her every day. And she responded to the point where she couldn't respond anymore, but yet and still she loved us so much. And her main concern that she wanted to go home to make sure that her son was taken care of. And we told her and we assured her, we said, Miles will be taken care of. You don't have to worry. And she would smile and she would say, thank you. You know, this is family. This is what we do. This is when we come together. My cousin Ruby would always say, hey, we're going to cry. We're going to cry. This is a family that knows how to cry. So if we're going to cry, we're going to cry, you know. And let me tell you something. But we're crying as though we do not have any hope, because we do. We have hope in Jesus. And yes, my cousins and my aunts and my mom, they might be sleeping with their fathers right now. But one day, when the Lord comes and says, to the south to give up and to the north to keep not back, bring my sons from afar and my daughters from the ends of the earth. And that call is going to be made. And those who are alive and remain will be caught up to meet them. We will not perceive them, but we will be caught up to meet them if we're still here waiting for the Lord to come. It also tells us, it says, for I am the Lord and I change not. Even from the days of your father, you have gone against my ordinance, have not kept them. He wants us to come back to him. And that's in your tithe and your offering, your time with him. Give God what's rightfully his, so we will have that opportunity to be able to make heaven our home. I don't care what we go through, family. Just remember one thing, God will always come through. To my cousins that are still there, Liz, you being the eldest, you're in control. You're holding the family down. I thank you for that. Rufus, you know, finally we will call you little man, you know, because you had your brother, big man. And I know that you're missing your twin. You know, you've been holding it down for the family as well, too. And I thank you for that. You know, Joyce, you've been a pillar, you know, you've been a rock, and I love you for that. Linda, you're an educator. Your family just goes far beyond measure, and I love you for that. Beverly, you are the spokesperson, you know, for the family. You keep everything in order. Trust me, God is blessing each and every one of us. And for the rest of my cousins that are there, you know I love you. I miss every one of you all. I'm in Chicago. Yes, it's cold, but yet and still, this is home for now. But when we do go through this pandemic, we'll be able to see one another on the other side. We're going to be rejoicing, knowing that we've made it in. I'm going to leave you with these few words, and I'm going to shut it down. The Bible tells us, it says, I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending. I started this up, and I'm going to wind this up. He also tells us in Revelation 1:18, I am he that liveth and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore, and have the keys to hell and to death. By implication, what he is telling you is this. He says, I have the keys to both of them. I conquered death. Okay? I have the keys to hell in my hand. Okay? I can, by implication, what he is saying, that I can keep you out of hell and I can raise you from the dead. So you don't have to worry about anything that you can handle. You can handle everything else going up there. But in the meantime, I conquered them both. I have them both. They are in my hands. So we don't have to worry about where our next blessing is coming from. God holds the blessing. He holds the keys. He's going to take care of all of us. And one thing I love about the Lord, that in Titus 1 and 2, he says, before the world even began, a God that cannot lie. If you believe in his word, he's going to save you. A mother's prayer that saved my children. Okay? He's not going to lie. He's going to do just that. We're going to see our mothers. We're going to see our fathers. We're going to see Grandma Woodard again. Okay? Because she's been praying for all of us. So it's up to us to make everything in our lives right. Let your light so shine that men might see your good works, and he'll be able to glorify God as in heaven. It's not about us. It's all about Jesus. Just because you can't see the air, it shouldn't stop you from breathing. And just because you can't see the Lord, it shouldn't stop you from believing. Okay? Let me tell you something. Family, take time to mourn. Take 2 years, 30 days. Reflect on the good things. Reflect on how she was in our heart. Miles, take time and remember your mom. She wants you to be that young man, and one day that grown man, and that father to your child or your children. And you can be able to talk about the good things that she has done for you. Miles, she loved you so much. And you know that as well as in my heart as well too. So when you speak on your mom, speak from your heart. Let them know how much you loved and cared about your mom because she loved you. Okay? And I will close with this. I want you to know that an enemy has done this. If it was up to Satan himself, he would take all of us out. An enemy has done this. But I can tell you right now, the public enemy number one is going to have his day. Trust me. If we're faithful, and I know we are, until that end, we will have that opportunity, as they say in Malachi 4:3. Read the verse. Read it for yourself. That the wicked shall be ashes under the sole of our feet. So in other words, public enemy number one, the devil himself, will be ashes underneath our feet. And we will have the grand opportunity to kick the devil's ashes. Yeah, I said it and I say it again. We'll have the grand opportunity to kick the devil's ashes because his day is coming. So my question to you, family, is this. It's either right or it's wrong. Either it's truth or it's tradition. Either it's heaven or it's hell. My question is, where do you plan on being? If we loved our family so much, the least we can do is honor them by following God's principles and his rules. And in doing so, he has guaranteed that I go to prepare a place for you. And where I go, I'll come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also. What a marvelous blessing. What a marvelous promise. What a marvelous gift that is prepared for us if we continually be faithful to him. Family from Chicago, I love you. Again, I thank all those who've been praying for our family. And please do not stop, because we're going to need every prayer that we can get, especially during these times of crisis. God bless each and every one of you is my prayer. I love you. Look forward to meeting you in an earth made new if I don't see you again on this other side real soon. Take care. Thanks again. Love you much. God bless you is my prayer.